Today, it's finally time to review the new episode of Helluva Boss, GHOSTFers. Yes, I'm still saying GHOSTFers. My name's Deepcut, demons call me ImpCut, welcome back to Cartoon Universe, and if you aren't subscribed, f*** you. Now, GHOSTFers is an episode that focuses on Blitz and Millie going up to investigate a haunted hotel on behalf of a dead client, who says that they were killed by a ghost on Earth, which is really what we're going to be talking about today. As Millie explains, however, there is no real account of ghost activity on Earth, with humans either going to heaven or hell without any known exception. Blitz doesn't want to believe this, of course, as he can be seen watching an episode of an Earth show about a curvy woman who goes ghost hunting. And Blitz really just takes the job as an opportunity to become a character, to become someone else, to roleplay as this woman and get away from his own life. Blitz, of course, had his falling out with Stolas in the recent episodes, and since then, he's been making everyone's lives miserable. He put Moxie to work on impossible accounting for a business he's continuing to destroy, with the episode noting his excessive purchases while not paying Millie. He went ahead and bought some GHOSTFers hunting equipment for their adventure, and had bought boxes of taxidermy owls just for Luna to light on fire. This is a symbolic act that makes Blitz feel better about what happened with Stolas, having the burning owls bring him a sense of closure of leaving that relationship behind, but it's not really going well. Blitz is depressed, he's binge-eating junk food in front of the TV, and he's making everyone else miserable except for Millie. Millie tends to love her life, and despite Moxie hating Blitz and his shenanigans in the pilot, Millie was shown to put on a smile, and even say that she enjoys things that Blitz does, like putting on his little musical acts. And this episode finally gets into why she seems to be so much more appreciative of him. Wrath imps have a hard time making a life for themselves, and are generally forced to just do farm work and low-level assassin jobs. The problem with assassin jobs, however, is that being great at it doesn't actually guarantee more money or more pay. Wrath has endless lines of imps waiting to die for presumably very cheap, and if one fails his mission, then he dies, and then the Overlord doesn't have to pay them, and can just take that money and give it to the next imp to do the job. Millie tries her best to put up with Blitz and help him at first in the episode, but eventually even she has to focus on work and stop worrying about Blitz, leaving him behind. The Possessor ends up haunting Blitz and tries to convince him that everyone hates him, and that eventually he'll poison the only person who doesn't hate him, Millie. Millie, however, makes it a point to prove that this isn't true. Probably some of my favorite moments in the entire series came in this episode through the flashbacks of Blitz and Millie, showing how Blitz tracked Millie down after she had stolen an assassin job from him and Moxie. Millie tries to fight Blitz thinking she is being threatened, but he ends up not just hiring her, but convincing her that she deserves to reach for her dreams of being more than just a farmer or a low-level assassin. While they don't always make great money at IMP, the business is noted as doing well before this episode. And more than anything, the imps get a sense of freedom knowing that they have money coming in and that they don't rely on the whims of an overlord or an elite who would purposely put them in danger. Blitz has made Millie's life exactly what she wanted, and she even met her husband through IMP. So even when Blitz is starting to make Luna and Moxie miserable, Millie just wants to stand by Blitz and try to make him better again. The real fun in this episode, however, came from the Possessor himself, with the real question being, why is he haunting this hotel? Millie noted early in the episode that ghosts aren't real in the Helluverse, and instead, Millie and Blitz are quickly able to deduce that it's a demon who is behind the haunting at the hotel when Blitz himself actually experiences it. This starts in the air duct where Blitz sees a mysterious black goo, which to demons would look like their blood. Blood coming out of the walls is a common trope in the haunted house genre, where it is often one of the early horrifying warning signs that a family needs to get out of their house, or a haunted hotel in this case. Things intensify for Blitz when he has visions of hurting Millie, and then is reminded of how many people he has hurt, leading to him having visions of his mother. Blitz's mother was indicated to have died in a fire that Blitz caused at his family circus, the same incident that left Vizirali so damaged. Here in Blitz's twisted nightmare, we see her being burnt slowly, her bones being revealed and then broken, with Blitz catching her eye. Considering they never showed us her death originally, this seemed like an even more disturbing way to confirm what we already knew. However, it got even more twisted when we later see a montage of what looks like real memories that Blitz has, including some of the fire at his family circus, where he does seem to pick up his mother's actual eye in one quick moment that you can almost miss if you're not paying attention. This nearly sets Blitz over the edge, and I don't blame him. However, Millie reminds him that these effects are something that come from what they call infestor demons, not an actual ghost. Until this episode, the fanbase mostly referred to these demons as Possessors, and it would seem that this is definitely one of their powers, as even after seemingly getting away from his dark visions, Blitz ends up getting possessed by this infestor demon. The name Infestors speaks to their role infesting houses and hotels up on Earth in order to haunt humans, which so far matches the haunted house trope we see in movies. The haunted house trope, of course, is born out of the real-life phenomena reported by people of having their houses be haunted. This is something we have reports of throughout history, but which is often given even more intense focus today because of its prominence in horror movies. These infestor demons look like deep-sea fish and are believed to be from the Envy Ring, which would be ruled by the demon prince Leviathan, who we also know as the giant sea monster that God had to slay at the beginning of the world so that humans could safely exist. Being from the Envy Ring, it makes sense that they would have the powers to possess other species and humans, with the Envy Ring being named such because these demons could just take over the body of anyone they envied and live as them, even if only for a short time. Like every species in Hell, however, this would need to be repurposed by the elites to help influence the Earth. Hellhounds have the ability to track specific humans in the show, as seen with Luna in episode 3 of season 1, and that matches the real-life legends of Hellhounds coming to drag people to Hell after they made a deal with demons for their soul. In that same episode, we saw that the succubus were sent up to the Earth in order to seduce humans and spread sin, and every species has some real-life lore or implications in the show, indicating how the different species interact with the Earth, or at least how they might have in the past. The show loves to take our real-life mythology and supernatural trends and give it these reinterpretations through demonology, with the episode doing the same for these infestors. While the episode started as being about haunted hotels and ghosts, it ended with the possession of Blitz, connecting the ghost genre with the demonic possession genre. Until Blitz's possession, we got to see how this one particular infestor was able to use his demonic abilities in a way that would scare humans and eventually lead him to kill them, and this could serve a few purposes. First, a large part of Hell's current plan seems to be making humans believe that heaven and hell aren't real. If humans know they are real, they will be more religious and want to get into heaven, and Hell seems to want more souls, presumably because of the power that comes from soul deals. In recent times in our real-life history, people have become more atheistic, abandoning ideas like heaven and hell, and the show recontextualizes that as essentially demonic propaganda. The idea of ghosts would play into that, with ghosts being presented as spirits that haunt more so out of personal trauma than out of sinfulness. It gives the impression to people that if there is problems in the afterlife, it comes from experiencing pain instead of pleasure, with pleasure being something that Hell definitely likes to spread through other species like succubus because it seems to damn humans when it's a vice. Despite Hauntings being horrifying, the show presents the phenomena as propaganda that makes humans more likely to feel comfortable sinning, with them believing that they will either pass on peacefully or only end up stuck if they have unresolved issues unrelated to sin. This leads to more of them just ending up in Hell, only to realize that ghosts were never real when they eventually understand the different systems in Hell that shape the Earth like the Infestor Hauntings did. These infestors could only be targeting candidates who are likely to end up in Hell. However, I also have a theory that they could be targeting people who are more likely to get into heaven and using their powers in order to make them be more sinful over time. Ghost haunting movies often have characters being pushed to extremes, good fathers who end up becoming something like abusive fathers because of the constant torture that they are under and the influence of the ghosts. It's already presented as being extremely difficult to get into heaven in the Helliverse, and if I had to guess, the success rate for humans experiencing hauntings getting into Hell is probably close to 100% in the show, making it a system that can spread propaganda that makes people more hellbound in general, but also can target really nice people and get them sent to Hell. This means it wouldn't just lead to them being good souls who are trapped in Hell per se, though the demon introduced in the episode who was killed in the hotel does seem rather nice. But with enough trauma from these horrifying visions such as Blitz saw, they could enter Hell as an entirely different person than they were from before the haunting. The infestors themselves seem to evolve to not just be able to possess, but also to feed off of the feelings of others, hence why they like to cause them to suffer. It's not just something they like to do to humans, but rather it seems the infestors evolved doing this to other species in the Envy Ring and in Hell in general. They may find the torment of other demons like imps much more interesting and fascinating than that of humans, hence why Rolando here would rather take this opportunity to kill some of his fellow demons than simply explain that they are in another demon's territory. To me, this is one of the best one-off episodes. It felt so packed with action and cool moments and was perfect for Halloween with its creepiness that we will definitely be diving into more so in tomorrow's video. So subscribe so you don't miss that, and if you haven't seen it, go check out the video we put out talking about the Helluverse conspiracy icebergs. This is a massive video that is an hour and 18 minutes long with a really creepy vibe for the Halloween season that our editor Haro worked really hard to put out for you guys in time for today. It was available first in our early access members program here on the channel, where we are trying to fund more long and epic videos like that one. Our current project is a history of Lucifer hidden within the real-life Bible using Hazbin Hotel to help explain that hidden story. We already have 2 parts out on our membership, so consider signing up if you like content like that, and I'll see you guys later.